launch was heavily criticized for having a major lack of quality games. But flash forward to today and the system finally has a decent library of fun and interesting games to play. Today I want to take a look at the top 10 games that every Wii U owner should have. These are the games that define the system and make it worth having a Wii U. Also for this list I only will be including Wii U exclusives, so no Mass Effect 3, no Madden or any games like that. These are the games you can only get and only play on the Wii U. Okay, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in with number 10, Pikmin 3. The original Pikmin games were on the GameCube, and it was over 10 years before the third game in the series was released on the Wii U, but it was worth the wait as the game looks and plays nearly perfectly. The game also handles better than ever, and it gives the player the option to use the Wiimote or Nunchuck or a Pro Controller. The worlds in this game are by far the biggest we've ever seen in the series, and while it does make it sort of confusing to navigate at times, it still shows off what the Wii U is capable of. Big, epic boss battles are intense and challenging as one could expect from a Pikmin game, and it plays very well. The game initially had a somewhat small and limited print run, leading to prices for a copy skyrocketing. However, Nintendo has since re-released it as a Nintendo Select title for just $20 brand new, so you guys can get this game and enjoy it very cheaply now. Number 9 goes to Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The DK Country series is one of my all-time favorite platformers ever, and this installment fits right in with the others. It looks and sounds and handles, again, nearly perfectly as you would expect from a first-party Nintendo game. The backgrounds of the game are what make it really stand out, however. They are so unique and interesting you can't help but fall in love with this game, and you'll be playing it over and over. Not to mention the soundtrack is also incredible, and it syncs up with the environments and really gives the player a sense of unique pace in each level, which I absolutely love. The game truly is one of my favorite platformers of any system, and again, this game is now a Nintendo Select. You guys can get this game for $20 new or even cheaper to pick up a used copy. Next up at number 8 is one of the best RPGs on the system, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles X. The scope of the world in this game is insane, and the environments are visually stunning. Plus, the combat system is also fun, intuitive, and very interesting and fluid. It never got stale for me even after countless battles with enemies. Then of course, there is the mech suits, which are fully customizable and give the game a whole new feel halfway through the game once you get them. Exploration and side quests are also a giant part of the campaign, which gives you over 60 hours of action-packed gameplay. This is simply a must for any RPG fan who has a Wii U. Number 7 goes to Star Fox Zero, and while many people hate on this game for its wonky control system, you have to look at 2 screens at the same time, use motion controls, and yes, that does take a bit of getting used to, and I'd much rather play with a GameCube or Pro Controller, but other than that, this game is nearly perfect. The audio and visual quality are off the charts amazing. Game looks so crisp. It runs at such a good 60 FPS constantly. The boss battles are intense as well, and they're well thought out and having some awesome throwback to many of the N64 levels that we know and love so much. Star Fox Zero is exactly what Star Fox fans wanted and have been begging for years now. If you guys can just overlook the slightly weird controls, this is one of the best entries in the Star Fox series without a doubt, and one you guys definitely need to give a play. Our number 6 game has one of the sexiest and deadliest characters of all time, and that is Bayonetta from Bayonetta 2. For whatever reason, it was only available on the Wii U, and it is definitely a standout exclusive for this system. The fluid hack-and-slash style combat coupled with breathtaking visuals make for one hell of a game. Not to mention the epic boss battles that are incredibly challenging times but always seem fair to the player. One of the most brutal things I've ever seen in any Nintendo game has to be the demonic transformations that Bayonetta can do to finish opponents. They are insane. I'm so happy that Nintendo supported this franchise while others like Xbox and PlayStation did not for whatever reason. The sequel builds on everything that the first game did well, and it is so polished it's nearly perfect. Not to mention, if you're lucky enough to get your hands on the original print run copies for this, it comes bundled with the original Bayonetta on a separate disc. so there's even more content there for players to enjoy. Just cracking our top 5 is Yoshi's Woolly World, and this has to be one of the cutest games I've ever played. The art style is so different and charming that you can't help but fall in love with it. Of course, being a first-party Nintendo game, the music is also top-notch quality. The stages are varied and interesting and can be quite challenging at times and make you really use some of the game's mechanics, which I thought was awesome. Unraveling threads of yarn or using yarn balls to your advantage to get across a gap is something I thought was really cool. The game also does a great job, like I said, adding these new mechanics, and they don't seem too gimmicky. At times they can be, for the most part they are not. They are only about 10 hours of gameplay in the main story, but there are loads of collectibles and extra levels to unlock, giving the game a much longer lifespan than you would expect. Nintendo and platforming games seem to go together like peanut butter and jelly, and Yoshi's Woolly World is a prime example of why. Number 4 goes to Smash Bros. Wii U. Of course, you can't have a Nintendo list without a Smash Bros. Game, and Smash Bros. Wii U doesn't disappoint. Its roster is the best to date and added in some characters like Sonic, Mega Man, Pac-Man, and others from Final Fantasy. And I just never thought I'd see these characters in Smash. I'm so happy that they finally did this. But after having a deep roster, it doesn't always make for a great fighting game. It's about the gameplay, and of course Smash Bros. Has that in spades as well. The handling and the controls are as great as ever as you would expect, and they even made it possible for users to use the original GameCube controllers with the use of a special adapter, which I thought was a very special touch and a nod to fans of the series. The version that we are playing here also took a local multiplayer to the next level by allowing for up to 8 players at once, which is insanely fun and led to many screaming matches between me and my friends. We were always playing this with 8 players or 4 players and just screaming at each other. Lots of fun. Couch multiplayer, online multiplayer. There's not much else to say about Smash Bros. It's amazing and everyone needs to play it. Next up at number 3 is a game that kind of took me by surprise when I first heard about it. I never thought Nintendo would make a first-party FPS game, let alone one that's focused around squirt guns and paint. But they did, and Splatoon is one of the most unique and insanely fun experiences I've ever had on the Wii U. It has a pretty fun 10 or so hour campaign, but where the game really shines is the online multiplayer. It's fun and engaging. It has a seemingly endless amount of unlockables and customization that you can do with your characters and weapons, and it's super awesome. Splatoon is one of the best new IPs that Nintendo has launched in decades, and I can't wait to see where they take the series next. But for now, the Wii U version is still an absolute blast to play, so get out there and pick up a copy. In our runner-up spot is Mario Kart 8, and again, you probably saw this game coming, but it truly is a must-play. It is by far the best kart racer that's ever been made, ever. Even better than, dare I say it, Mario Kart 64? Well, that's still for debate, but this game, like I said, looks, sounds, and handles nearly perfect as one would expect for the Mario Kart game. But it went even beyond my expectations and has some of the best level design I've ever seen. Not to mention the new anti-grav mechanic that makes gameplay fast-paced and hectic as ever. Couple that with the online multiplayer and it's insanely fun as well. The game also has a huge amount of unlockables, and you guys can customize your karts in a million different ways for different styles of play, and it really adds a whole different layer of playability to the game. Whether or not you're playing with friends on the couch or online with randoms, this game will always deliver a massively fun experience and is a staple in the Wii U library. And finally, our number 1 must-own game for the Wii U is obviously Super Mario Maker. And what is there to say about this game? It's everything a Mario fan has ever dreamt about since they first played the original Marios. The game has literally endless amounts of courses, and the community has made some of the craziest, most challenging, fun, and weird Mario courses you guys can ever imagine. From music machines, Zelda dungeons, and just about anything else you guys can dream up can be made into a Mario stage in this game, and it's amazing. Not to mention it has styles from every Mario time period. If you want to play an old school NES Mario, not a problem. If you want a more modern Mario from the Wii or Wii U, you guys can do that too. It's all there and it's all customizable to your liking. The game also makes the best use of the gamepad that I've ever seen for any Wii U game, making it super simple and easy to make your own courses and navigate through them. It is exactly what the Wii U was made for, and this game is a game that I'll keep going back to and I'll keep turning on my Wii U for years to come, even after the Switch is out and other games have come along on that. I'll still go back and play Wii U Mario Maker. It's that good, and it is the overall best experience on the Wii U, hands down. You need to play this game. But anyway, guys, that's all we have time for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button, as it really helps out my channel. Let's shoot for 500 likes. Really appreciate if you guys could do that for me. Also, be sure to subscribe for more gaming content. Also, check out my previous top 10 must-own games that I've done for the Xbox One and PS4. Also, in the comments down below, let me know what should be on this list. If you guys have a game that should be on the list, and leave a comment telling me which system should come next in this series. I'm thinking between GameCube or the PS2, so let me know down in the comments below. But until next time, guys, remember, it's always KMAC time somewhere. Till then, take it easy, and peace out.